Hello, and welcome back to my kitchen. This is a continuation of my sermon series that I give every week. This is the sermon that is my Friday night sermon. So here we go. So this week in Harry Potter is a sentence I am told will get me more viewers. But really, back to Harry Potter. In the fourth book, called Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, something incredible happens. And sorry, I'm about to give away a spoiler for this book. But anyways, and it's not incredible in a good way. Cedric Diggory of House Hufflepuff dies. And up to this point, no student of Hogwarts had died since Voldemort's first occurrence. And while the first three books were dangerous and people did get hurt, they still had a sort of childlike innocence to them. However, in the fourth book, with the death of Cedric Diggory, we begin to learn that the stakes and danger for these characters are real. And as a plot device, this showed that J.K. Rowling was willing to kill off characters which made their lives and their mission more valuable. This, of course, connects deeply with our Torah portion this week, Shemini. And here, another tragic event occurs. Aaron's sons, who are both ordained priests, offer a strange fire at the altar of Adonai, and are completely immolated by Adonai due to their offering. This text is very peculiar because the details are so limited. What strange fire did the brothers offer? And why was the punishment instant death? And why didn't Aaron say anything about the fire? Well, we have tons of ancient and modern scholars and rabbis who offer commentary on this problem. None of them use Harry Potter, but that's their loss. Anyways, many scholars say right away that they believe there's nothing wrong with the fire, but that Aaron's sons had the wrong intention. Perhaps they were too ambitious or corrupt, which is something we see in the later books of the Bible. For example, Eli and Samuel, who are great priests, each had very corrupted sons. Perhaps corrupted sons of priests is a well-known trope. Maybe no details are needed because the original author assumed. We of course guess that these sons died from corruption because all priestly sons are corrupted. Two famous medieval commentators, Rashi and Rashbam, both claim something a little bit different. They say that parts of Exodus and Leviticus spend so much time on the protocols of sacrificing because sacrificing is incredibly dangerous. One wrong step in the protocol can kill a priest. And here in this week's portion, we have an example of exactly that. The brothers were maybe not corrupted, and maybe even had the correct intention, but they performed the protocol incorrectly and were killed as a result. I remember once, as a student rabbi, we were reading this very portion at one of my student pulpits, and the congregant said that this portion really related to them. He's in the military, and he specializes in disarming bombs. And he has to follow a very specific and special protocol in an exact order. If one thing is done wrong, the bomb could explode. And I can't think of a better metaphor. Sacrificing for the Israelites is like disarming a bomb. It's super dangerous. It needs to be done exactly as specified for it to work. Anyways, I want to bring the sermon back to Harry Potter. I personally believe that one understanding of the death of Aaron's son is a plot device, just like the one J.K. Rowling uses with Cedric Diggory. Their death makes the stakes real for the Israelites. They need to have a relationship with Adonai, but they also need to understand that Adonai is dangerous and powerful, and not respecting that fact can even get the sons of high priests killed. I also think there's something deeper going on as well. In the book Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Dumbledore offers a eulogy at Cedric Diggory's funeral, in which he says, "Remember, Cedric, remember, if the time should come when you have to make a choice between what is right and what is easy, remember what happened to a boy who was good and kind and brave because he strayed across the path of Lord Voldemort. Remember Cedric Diggory. Almost all the commentaries of this portion seem to think that Aaron's sons deserve to die. Either they were corrupt or they did not perform a protocol correctly. Somehow it was their fault. But if we remember Cedric Diggory, then we know people are killed despite them being good and kind and brave. It's not fair, and it often doesn't make sense. And this is doubly so, since it would seem from the story, from our Torah portion, that God was the one who killed Aaron's sons. But this happens every day. For example, healthcare workers who are good and kind and brave still die from COVID-19, the very thing they're trying to treat in others. So blaming Aaron's sons for their own death may be easy, but I don't think it's right. What I believe is that we live in a world full of difficult and tragic problems, some of which can be impossible to comprehend and serve no logic. I believe that it's our community that helps us through these problems, whether it's the Israelite community, the wizardry community, or our own community of the Frozen Chosen. That together we help each other to be good and kind and brave when we have to cross the path of something tragic. Or help each other grieve for what we have lost, whether it's the loss of the normalcy of our routine before the quarantine, the loss of visiting at our congregation, or the loss of being with our loved ones. We still have our community, and it's important now more than ever to be a part of it. Thank you.